Once again, voice of the one, Peter Honeygill alongside Tipper Irie. We remember this.
The girl as she passed my way, I could not resist the temptation. So make it brave and me touch her. And she asked me what I want, I couldn't resist. Asked me what's the problem, asked me about my business. With music do you like, boy, yeah.
Now the mercy, the rice and peas and chicken stuff, you know any girl where we get she happy. Ragamuffin, sick with me rice and peas and the chicken stuff, you know any girl where me get she happy. Ragamuffin now from the way that she talk, she ragamuffin and from the way that she walk, she ragamuffin and from the things that she do, she ragamuffin and I'm a lover of it, she ragamuffin go.
Ragamuffin, what? And a chicken stuffing. She's got something. A little ragamuffin.
We're getting ready for Tipper Irie, the legend, the icon.
I said to her, you're looking sweet. She looked at me and she heard me. Love how she whine when she dip on street. To the trouble fox, them with dip on her feet. I ask her what she like.
Yeah!
Do, 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 do. Ragamuffin, ragamuffin.
Ragamuffin,
Yeah.
now step up, Mr. Honey Bites, and tell them what go.
102.1 FM, things turn up.
Sight a pretty girl as she passed my way. I could not resist the temptation. So make it brave and me touch her. And she asked me what I want, I couldn't resist. Asked me what's the problem, asked me about my business. With music do you like, boy, yeah.
Now the mercy, the rice and peas and chicken stuff, you know any girl where we get she happy. Ragamuffin, sick with me rice and peas and the chicken stuff, you know any girl where me get she happy. Ragamuffin now from the way that she talk, she ragamuffin and from the way that she walk, she ragamuffin and from the things that she do, she ragamuffin and I'm a lover of it, she ragamuffin.
This tune will never die. Never, never.
What?
I'm a chicken stuffing.
She's got something. A little ragamuffin. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Big up yourself, Tipper Irie.
Boy, boy, boy. I said to her, you're looking sweet. She looked at me and she heard me. Love how she whine when she dip on street. To the trouble fox, them with dip on her feet. I ask her what she like. She like craving. Ask her how she comes, she asked me about my business. With music do you like?
Now the mercy, this are the rice and peas and chicken stuff, you know any girl where we get she happy. Ragamuffin, sick with me rice and peas and chicken stuff, you know any girl where we get she happy. Ragamuffin, cause when she whine and go down, she ragamuffin, and when she whine and come up, she ragamuffin.
Yeah, man, big up yourself, Richie.
Dog, she ragamuffin, and when she whine and stuck, she ragamuffin, go.
Big up Karim, big up Sophie.
Ragamuffin, girl.
I wish you guys all the best. Recently got engaged. Not forgetting Anadine, Gianna, and Elvis, and the whole crew. The Ragamuffin. That masterpiece, it'll be the reggae and the jagger.
I didn't hesitate to fix her day. She said to me, you better don't delay. Where she want to go
She
to
wanna
the
see
movie
Rambo.
show. Then she want to go where
We're getting ready
I ask her what she dreams.
for the legend and the icon, Tipper Irie. Right on RFI Radio,
Ask me about my business.
1021 on the air from Dion.
Do you like?
The mercy, this are the rice and peas and chicken.
102.1 FM, things turn up, turn up, turn up.
Ragamuffin, ragamuffin.
Ragamuffin,
Yeah.
now step up, Mr. Honey Bites, and tell them what go.
Walking down the road the other day. Sight of
Just want to pick up Orina, big up to CJ,
resist the temptation.
Temptation was
So
so
make
strong.
it brave and me
down in Warvin Clare, Sioux Fresh, Alpha City.
I want, I couldn't resist. Ask me what's the problem. Ask me about my business. With music do you like? Boy, yeah.
Now the mercy, the rice and peas and chicken stuff, you know any girl where we get she happy. Ragamuffin, sick with me rice and peas and the chicken stuff, you know any girl where me get she happy. Ragamuffin now from the way that she talk, she ragamuffin and from the way that she walk, she ragamuffin and from the things that she do, she ragamuffin.
Just want to pick up Dr. Love as well.
She ragamuffin go.
Big up to Phyllis.
She's got something. A little
Big up Val Ross. Don't forget in Mainland. 420. All the way in Miami as well.
I said to her, you're looking sweet. She looked at me and she heard me. Love, oh, she
Now let's get Tipper Ari online.
to the travel fox, them were deaf on her feet. Now ask her what she like craving. Ask her how she comes, she asked me about my business. With music, do you like?
Lord of mercy, this are the rice and peas and chicken stuff. You know any girl where we get she happy. Ragamuffin, sick with me rice and peas and chicken stuff. You know any girl where we get she happy. Ragamuffin, cause when she whine and go down, she a ragamuffin, and when she whine and come up, she a ragamuffin, and when the girl do the dog, she a ragamuffin, and when she whine and stuck, she a ragamuffin, go.
Ragamuffin and a chicken stuffing.
Ragamuffin girl.
Got something.
Bless up Tipper Ari.
Yes, my brother. Greetings. How you doing?
Good. Welcome to RFI Radio.
Yes, DJ LT.
Blessings.
Maximum respect, man. Thank you for the invitation. You know.
Not a problem. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages and all musical connoisseurs, I bring to you the legend, the icon in the music business, Tipper Ari. Once again, Tipper Ari, big up yourself, sir.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Blessing. I'm just here in the cold UK here. You know, keeping out of trouble. You know what I mean? In fact, I did a video today, funny enough, called Peace and Love. You know, I'm still working in the lockdown. You know.
Okay, that's good to know, Tipper. That's good to know. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Long awaited interview.
Yeah, man. Thanks again for the invite. No problem, man. It's a pleasure to come and speak to your audience. You know, maximum respect, and I love the way you're bringing back some memories, playing some of those tunes. You know.
Right. Already, I've got one of your biggest fans in the UK on board, lady called Phyllis.
Okay, send her my love.
Yeah, I think she could hear you as well, so you could big up Tipper Ari.
Yes, Phyllis, love, sending love to you and your family. I hope everything is blessed with you and yours. Maximum respect, you know.
Yeah, man, Tipper. Now, Tipper, tell us, I'm assuming, well, you were born in the United Kingdom?
Yes.
Can you tell us what part of the United Kingdom you were born?
Well, I was born in a place called Dulwich. I was born in Dulwich Hospital, like South London.
Right.
You know? And basically, you know, I'm an only boy. I have two sisters. One passed away, Miss Irie Avril, and my big sister Jackie. My dad's not here no more. My mum's gone as well.
Oh
so,
no, sad to hear that.
Yeah. So it's only me and my big sister left now.
Yeah.
Up to the main family, but
So you're born. So you say you're born in Dulwich. Is Dulwich? Where's Dulwich?
Yeah, Dulwich is like southeast London.
Right.
Of London town.
That's right.
Yeah, I was born in Dulwich Hospital, but grew up in Brixton, South London.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what the people might want to know is, Tipper Ari, what's your background?
Well, my parents obviously are born in a place called Trelawney in Jamaica.
Okay.
You know, and my mom and my dad they left Jamaica in the early 60s, around 1962, 63. They came to the UK, and then from there, obviously my mom had my elder sister, and then I came along, and my younger sister, Miss Irie. So the three of us grew up in South London,
right.
Normal, Caribbean parenting, discipline. My father was a disciplinarian.
I can imagine.
He had a little, but he was a greengrocer. He had like a little corner shop.
Right.
In the corner shop, we had the greengrocers was on the ground level, and then we used to live on top of the shop.
Okay. And
then in the basement of the shop, my dad used to keep the shubbeens and the blues parties them every Friday and Saturday night. We had 2 rooms downstairs in the basement, so my dad used to keep his blues dance them there, and that's where I kind of got my schooling.
Right.
I fell into the music, love with the music that my father played from his country. You know what I mean? And listening to U-Roy, Big Youth,
Yes, all the
Finnish
legends.
Trinity, yeah, Dillinger, Dennis Al Capone, Tapazuki, U Brown, people like that, you know. And I just wanted to be an MC, you know. I just wanted to be like them,
Yeah,
you know.
but we're going to come to
So-
that soon.
Okay.
Because I remember Tipa growing up in St. Lucia in the 80s.
yeah,
I remember when the English people come over on holidays
Yeah.
or vacation. One name they to talk about the most was Tipa Irie.
okay,
Yeah, I remember songs like Ragamuffin, Superwoman. These songs were popularly played.
yeah.
rather,
1989.
right
That
across
was-
the
those
island.
were 89, you know, and Hello Darling was 86.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I did a lot of, you know, I had a lot of training, you know what I mean? Because my dad used to have his little sound in the basement, and then obviously at school, you and your school friends, you had your little youth man sound, you know. I used to have a, you know, and then basically a cousin of mine introduced me to King Tubby's, you know,
Right.
who was like based in South London as well. So they took me to a King Tubby's dance, and I performed on the mic there. And then the owner of the sound, you know, basically asked me to join up with the sound. So as a youth in the area, you know, there was a lot of blues dances, a lot of you know, youth centers where we could go and the sounds then would play. So I used to just go to these dances and just grab the mic, you know. And there was a sound called Sir Lloyd that I started on, and when I was 17, Sir Lloyd took me to the studio with Aswad,
Okay.
you know. And Aswad, Drummy Zeb and Tony Gadd from Aswad, they produced my first ever tune when I was 17, you know, a
Yes.
tune called Opposite, you know.
Mhm.
So from there, you know, that's where, you know, my musical career kind of started. But obviously, it was just from the sound systems.
Yeah.
You know, King Tubby's, Sir Lloyd, there was a sound called Nasty Rockers. And we used to clash against a sound called Jam Down Rockers, where you had an MC called Champion. And there was an MC called Ricky Rankin that I used to look up to in the area.
Right.
You know, Ricardo, you know. So I just basically, any opportunity you could get to go on the mic, I would take
Yes,
it. You
right,
know? And
right.
then I got my break to go on to King Tubby's, which was a big sound.
But
You
hold
know?
on, Tipper, hold on. But before you went to King Tubby, you said your dad had his own system in the
Yeah.
basement. Did you ever
Yeah.
play on that sound system? Did you used to hold the mic with your dad?
Yeah, man.
Yes?
Yeah, because my dad went back to Jamaica when I was 16. And my mum still continued to keep the blues parties, even though my dad had left. So I was there with her, supporting my mum in the blues dances, and then so obviously we had more of a free reign when my dad was gone. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, so me and my friends, my school friends, we used to go down there, turn on the sound, and then that's where we used to keep our little parties with, you know, with the youngers. Us youngers used
Yes.
to keep our little parties as well. So yeah, that was my training ground, the basement of my place, you know, with my dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a training ground, and then from there I branched out onto the local sounds, them that was in the South London area.
Right. And do you remember, Tipper, how long you spent on King Tubby's? Do you know how long you spent with King Tubby's?
It wasn't very long. It was maybe a couple of years, because Cecil was very careful with his money.
Right.
So
okay.
so we wasn't really getting much pay, you know what I mean? So, you know, but obviously I was grateful for the opportunity to DJ, to MC on such a big sound system
Right.
in the area. So I just took the opportunity to go on the sound, MC on the sound, and then I used to lift in the boxes, carry the sound boxes, help run the wires for the sound boxes,
Okay.
you know, just do the normal box boy thing.
Yes,
And then the
yes.
opportunity, when the opportunity come now, the sound string up and dancer play, then, you know, you hold the mic, you know what I mean?
Cool.
So that's what happened. So I did that for, I would say, maybe a couple of years. I was on King Tubby's.
Right. Now you mentioned King Tubby's. Cecil was very careful with his money.
Yeah.
Do you do you remember how much you was getting paid?
£3.
£3.
Yeah,
Wow.
£3. So you see, there wasn't much money to be made. So at that time, when I used to enter talent competitions as well, you
Yes,
know,
yes.
and then I started to win these talent competitions, and then that's where I met Musclehead and Dennis Rowe from Saxon, because they was at one of the talent competitions.
Was it
And
Fundel Sports Center?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
So,
What happened
so
there?
from there, so you know, me meet them Monday, and they said, "Boy, we give you £10." You know,
That's Saxon
so I
songs.
say, "All right." That's Saxon sound.
Right,
Yeah. So I
right.
say, "All right, you come over there." And when I came over there, you know, obviously you had Papa Levi was there, Daddy Colonel was there, Maxi Priest was there, Roger Robin was there. You know, there was another guy called Rubin, another guy called Stout. There's loads of entertainers, and I said, you know what? And then obviously Smiley Culture, Asher Senator.
Yes.
They used to pass through the dance them as well. So I said, you know what? I like the vibes over here. So me and Daddy Rusty, we were from South London, so and we were best friends. So I brought Daddy Rusty with me. And we just started to go to the Saxon dances, you know. But of course, it caused an uproar in Brixton because, you know, it was one of their best DJs from Brixton going to Lewisham to link up with Saxon.
Right.
And a lot of people didn't like it because they wanted me to stay in Brixton, you know what I mean? But I didn't even see it like that. I just saw it as
For the money.
another sound system where I could go and express myself.
And plus you were getting more money from £3 to £10.
£10, yeah. So, you know, at the end of the day, you have to. It's simple mathematics.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
of course. Now tell me, Tipper, when you left King Tubby's to go to Saxon, did Cecil call you at
Yeah.
any time and tell you why you left Tubby's?
Nah.
He never called you.
Nah. He didn't do that, man. He
So what-
he wouldn't do that.
Okay, so what was the talk on the streets in Brixton?
Well, they were just like, boy, you know, Tipper's gone over to Saxon, you know, and they, you know, a lot of people obviously, because, you know, they wanted me to stay on Tubby's, you know,
Yes.
but for me, I have nothing against Cecil to this day. We are very good friends,
Right,
But, you know,
okay.
it was just a career move, if you like,
Of course.
you know, it was just a career move.
But
and
did you receive any threats on the streets, Tipper?
No.
No threats?
It wasn't nothing like that.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't nothing serious like that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, it
Right.
was nothing serious like that. It was just banter, you know, just, you
Yes.
know, more banter and fun, and, you know, people that, you know, say, boy, Tipper, you run Ghana Saxon and this and that. I said, no, it's not that I'm going on. It's a simple business thing, you know. It's like there's loads of record companies that were interested in us, and you'd go to the highest bidder.
Right.
You know, so it's simply layman terms. You know what I mean? If a man, when record labels started to become interested in us, you know, there was Fashion Records and Greensleeve Records became interested. But Greensleeve had a bigger budget and they were offering us a better offer than Fashion. So we went to Greensleeve.
Okay.
So it was the same kind of thing.
Right.
You know, I mean, for me at that time, I was just starting my career. So for me, it's not even that I left Tubby's, you know, I just moved on and went on to Saxon, and then I just started to go to their dances more than going to the Tubby's dances,
Right.
you know?
So do you remember your first night on Saxon, Tipper? Your very first night.
Wow. That is a good question. I'm writing
Thank
my
you.
book at the moment. Yeah, I could not tell you that night, man. I would not remember that, man. I mean, it was so long ago now.
Yes.
It was like 80, maybe 82, 83, you know? So, it was, I don't know, 30 odd years ago. Long time. But all I know is that I did. It might have been at Lewisham Boys Club or one of those kind of venues in Southeast London, you know. But all I knew is that when I went over there, you know, I liked the competition because
Yes.
obviously you got other MCs that were good, so you have to just, you know, you always got to be on your A game.
Right.
So, but remembering the first session, it's gonna be difficult for me to remember that,
Of
brother.
course.
I got to be honest. But you know,
Now,
you
Tipper.
know, it made me, put it this way, it made me want to join up.
Yes. True, true. Now, Tipper, let's go back to the night at the Ferndale Sports Centre in Brixton.
Yeah.
You said you was about 16 years old?
I would say, yeah, about 17, about 16, 17.
Right. And you were at a competition there at the Ferndale Sports Centre.
Yeah, it was a talent competition
Right,
with me and singers and, you know, all different type of performers. And I happened to win
Yes.
the competition.
So then you were, I mean, you impressed Dennis Rowe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis and Musled.
Yes.
I mean, they were just recruiting, you know, Sound Systems were just recruiting talent, you know what I mean? So it wasn't just me. I mean, you know, Musled and Dennis, anybody that was a good artist, you know, if you've got a good artist on your sound, then it's going to make people want to come and listen to your sound.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it was about the quality of the sound and also, you know, obviously the music. But if you had, at that time, it was more MC driven,
Yes.
you know? So if you had good DJs and good MCs on your sound, then the chances are you're going to get more people.
A bigger crowd,
to
yes.
come. Yeah, you're going to get more people to come to your dance.
True.
and vibe. So that's kind of what they were doing. They were just, they could see the talent in me and Daddy Rusty. So they said, oh, yo, you know, come join our, come to our dances, man, and blah, blah, blah. We can give you something, you know? So, you know, they just basically enticed us to come over there. And we were young, like them, you know.
Yes,
Dennis and,
yes.
you know, Musled, them, they were not too much older than me. They may be
Okay.
about three years older than me or something like that.
Okay.
So for me, it was more the youth. That's what enticed me as well. You know, it was more a younger thing, more younger, you know,
Yeah.
younger youth, us coming up, rather than Tubbies was, you know, Cecil's a lot older than us,
Yes.
King Tubbies, and obviously you had Lloydie Coxon and them.
Yes,
They're
yes.
much bigger man to we.
Yes, yes.
So for me, it was more of a good thing to kind of link up
With
with
the
Sax.
youth, right.
Yeah.
Now
with
tell
the
me,
youth.
Tipper, now, were you aware of the presence at the Ferndale Sports Centre? Musclehead and Dennis Rowe?
No.
Were you aware?
No.
You wasn't?
No, I didn't. It wasn't like that, you know. It wasn't like. I think the competition were judged by the crowd.
Okay.
You know? So it wasn't like, you know, they spot me. I didn't know they were there. You know, they just approached me. I said, yo, brother, you wicked, you know, you have to come DJ Pan Saxon. So I said, all right, we'll come check on them. And that's what I did. And then, you know, I just linked up with them. And then it just grew and grew and grew and grew. And then the sounds, the tapes, the cassettes, them started to circulate to America, Jamaica. That's why Peter Metro, Tonto Metro, and all of them, they were chatting our lyrics.
Okay.
You know? All of them, a lot of them, Yellow Man, all of them, a lot of them, General Trees, enough of them used to take our little styles, you know,
Yes.
and roll with it, you know what I mean? You know, at that time. So, you know, it was a blessing, you know what I mean?
Right.
A real blessing and a real, you know, a joy to join up with Saxon because we created history, you know?
Right. Now, you spoke about Green Sleeves
Yeah,
with Saxon.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember your first recording with Green Sleeves?
Yeah, it was Tipper Irie and the Colonel Just a Speak.
Okay.
You know, it was a combination with Daddy Colonel, and then that got to number 2 in the reggae charts in England.
Wow. Can you give us a little
And
a cappella, Tipper?
Tipper Irie and the corner just a speak. We sweet Tipper Irie and the corner just a speak. We sweet Tipper Irie and the corner just a speak. We sweet Tipper Irie and the corner just a speak. That's how the chorus went.
Right.
You know. So that done really well for us. It got to number 2 in the reggae charts, and then after that, I came with It's Good to Have the Feeling You're the Best, The Complaint Neighbor, and then my life changed when Hello Darling came out.
Right.
Yeah, Greensleeves was was a joy. I mean, I did those tunes, and then I did my album Is It Really Happening to Me? I did an EP with Pato Banton called Funky Chicken. And we done a tune called Funky Chicken and Double Trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was good. I mean, it was good. They started a label for us called UK Bubblers.
UK Bubblers, okay.
Yeah, UK Bubblers. And on that label, you had my friend Peter Spence, what you played earlier. You had a lady called Annette B. And obviously you had groups like the Reggae Regulars and Capital Letters and groups like that, But UK Bubblers was kind of really started for, Saxon MC. So Daddy Rusty had a tune called No, No, No Way. And then Colonel had Take a Tip From Me, So yeah, they put out quite a few tunes with us. And then Deborah Glasgow came along as well. And she had she done the female version to Hello Darling, You're my sugar,
Right.
And then she had a tune called Knight in Shining Armor and tunes
Plenty
like this. Yeah, enough tune, and then they one day we went in and they just said they didn't want to do it anymore.
Wow.
That's what Chris Cracknell was like, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's a business, So
Sure.
if it's their business. So I mean, obviously, if they don't feel like they want to continue, then there's not a lot you can do.
True. Now, Tipper, let's feature one of the tracks you just mentioned a while ago.
Okay.
It's Good to Have the Feeling of the Best. Let's feature this track for our listeners, okay?
Yes,
1 minute.
I
1 minute.
respect.
Yeah.
Well, some say all I'm pull up, but I night Tipper Iris I played against Sam tune in England. You understand? What you on the MC tune I rest. It's good to have the feeling you're the best. Yes, it's good to have the feeling you're the
The boss of the one, the Tipper Irie, the legend, the icon, right on RFI Radio 102.1 FM.
best. Yes,
My name is DJ LT.
you're the best. Well, I control the north, south, east, and west. In London and Birmingham, man, I have to confess that I'm a Tipper Irie who the Lord God bless. Can enough money, man, in me, them want to invest. Do I chant to perfection, them show interest. My voice is not deep, it's sweet and fastless. It's sweeter than the sparrow who I sing in the nest. Yes, it's good to have the feeling you're the best. Yes, it's good to have the feeling you're the best. Yes, it's good to have the feeling you're the best. Yes, it's good to have the feeling you're the best. Well, who the I ate, please tell me, please guess. You mention a pirate, then I will answer yes. A pirate is a person who is a blasted pest. Come and chat man lyric and him don't care less. And it's pure punk who the boy want to impress. And then the kind of girl them is a total mess. In a beauty contest, them will be hopeless. Pure bump on them face and them fat and formless. The look on them face put a man under stress. But no Tipper Irie have something to suggest. No boost pirate, don't give them no.
Wow. Lyrics like the Tipper Irie.
Yes, ma'am.
So this,
give thanks.
yeah, this track, where was it in the charts, Tipper Irie?
Huh?
This track, where was it in the charts?
This got to number 10 in the reggae charts,
Wow, yeah.
But it really done well for me because Tessa Sanderson, who was the British Olympic champion, she used it as her song when she won the Olympic gold medal in the Olympic Games,
Okay.
So I actually did a photo session with her for this tune. It's a tune that inspired, enough people because obviously if you're the best at something, it's a tune that inspire people because, it's good to have the feeling you're the best. And that's how I felt about Saxon Sound at the time when I wrote the song.
Right.
Obviously, it was about myself too, because you got to at the end of in them days, everybody used to feel that they were the best,
Right.
and it was competition. So at that time, for me, you know, I said, yeah, I feel like I'm on top of the world right now. Hello, darlings in the chat, blah blah blah. So it's
Yeah.
good to have the feeling you're the best. You know what I mean? And then with Saxon is a tune that I really made for the sound. You know?
Yes.
Not really for myself. It was more for Saxon sound at the time because we were the number one sound. Because I remember I was actually doing this tune, It's Good to Have the Feeling You're the Best. When I think about it, I was voicing It's Good to Have the Feeling You're the Best.
Yes.
And there was a break in the recording. And then when there was a break in the recording, I sat in the vocal booth. I didn't come round into the studio. And then I just started to sing Hello, Darling, you know? I just started to sing Hello, Darling, hello, good looking. And then my producer's like, Tip, what's that? I said, oh, it's a tune that, it's an idea that I'm working on. So he goes, oh, go home and write that tune. Go home and write that tune. So I did. You know, and that's how the idea came about for Hello Darling, because I think I was outside a dance in London,
Yeah.
sitting in the front of the sound band, and a girl walked past, you know, and she looked good, you know. So I just said to her, hello, darling. And then she looked and she just come out the dance, so she knew who I was. She was like, hello, good looking. You know, and then we started to talk. And then in them days, you know, when you used to get a vibe, I used to just go back in the dance. I went back in the dance and started singing, hello, darling, hello, good. And I was doing it on a dancehall rhythm.
Okay.
And the man them go, where did I go with this tune, yeah? Where am I go with this idea, yeah? So anyway, I started to sing the tune when we was in the studio. And my man said, go and write it. So I went home. And in them days, I'm still quick anyway. When it comes to, for my field of rhythm, I'm quick to come with the lyrics, you know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
And then I just went home, I write the lyrics, I come back, I said, Chris, man, up the lyrics, you know? And then we just started to work. And so he had a guy called Lindell Lewis, who was, I'm not, you know, do you remember Can't Be With You Tonight, Judy Boucher?
Yes.
The guy that produced that tune, that engineered that session is that same guy that helped me to put Hello Darling together.
Okay. Can we just feature this track for our listeners, Tipari, Hello Darling?
Yes, man, no
Okay.
problem.
All right, one sec.
All right.
Oh boy, now who's that girl over there? I really gotta talk to that chick, cause that is one cool sugar candy girl. Hello, darling, hello, good looking. 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 Well, in the USA, I was out walking. A little young girl, I was seeing. I see a young girl, she started smiling. I walk over, we started talking. I said, hi, babe. She said, how are you keeping? I said,
This is the voice of the one, Tipper Irie, live on RFI Radio 102.1 FM. Hello, darling.
Tipper Irie from that Saxon sound system. I said, babe, this is my first time in foreign. She said, how about we just make it interesting? I said, there's one thing
102.1 FM, things turn up, turn up, turn up.
And have a quiet evening and have a meal, you know, that's very finger licking. And strictly champagne, that's what we'll be drinking.
Big tune, Tipper Irie.
Yes, sir.
Would you say this track was one of your biggest tunes?
Yeah, man. I mean, at the time, you just caught me off guard there. I'm trying to eat some food while the tune was playing.
Or would you say this was the track that made Tipper Irie rise Tipper Irie to stardom?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, before Hello Darling, I was building a name on Saxon Sound, you know.
Yes.
And the name was circulating because the cassettes at them times that we had the cassettes.
Yes, yes.
So the cassettes them did circulate to Jamaica and New York and places like that. But when Hello Darling came out, it changed the game because it went straight to number one
Wow.
in the reggae charts. And then it went into the pop charts. And then that's when I did Top of the Pops and all the big TV shows them at the time. So it kind of made me a household name within the black community and beyond.
Right. And also,
Yeah,
Tipper,
but-
you appear on the BBC night show one time. Is this correct?
Yeah, I done all of the TV shows them that were to do with music at the time.
Yes.
I did all of them, you know, and then I did Sting in Jamaica. I did Reggae Sunsplash with Pato Banton in Jamaica, and it's all because of Hello Darling.
Wow. And do you remember how long this track remained in the chart?
Oh wow!
At number one.
At least maybe 2 months.
Wow. It's amazing.
It stayed in there a good little while. It built it, you know. I mean, it got to number 20. You know, so I think number 20 or 22 in the national charts, which was good, you know, because obviously it was at number one for a good few weeks in the reggae charts.
Yes.
And then, you know, it went into the pop charts. So, yeah, at least a month to 6 weeks, it was in the pop charts.
Good. But it's still a very popular track, Tipper Irie.
Yeah, man, people still love it, man.
Yeah. But how do you feel you go to parties and this song is still playing?
Well, you feel good, you know. You feel good. You leave something. When the Father ready for me, then at least I know I created a song that will live amongst my people, you know.
Yes.
And all over the world, you know. No matter, even sometimes I go to jungle dances where it's young kids in there and they're listening to high energy music. And if I'm performing, they might book me to do a jungle set. But they still always ask me to sing Hello Darling, no matter what session I go in.
Wow, it's amazing.
It could be a revival session for big people, could be a dancehall session. You know, I do Hello Darling for all kind of sound systems in Sound Clash. You know,
Wow.
all kind of sound systems. So whether it's a Sound Clash, a lovers rock dance, you know, a jungle dance, which is like, you know, 120 BPM or whatever, they still ask me to sing Hello Darling. You know, it's one of those tunes that will, you know, will resonate forever.
It will never die.
Never die.
Yeah, signature tune.
Signature tune, yeah, that's
Right.
my signature tune. No matter, you know, I've had Ragamuffin Girl went to number one. Stress. I don't know
Yes.
if you know the Stress tune with Lloyd Brown. You should play that for the people them if you have
Yes,
it.
I'll look for
Stress.
it. Yes.
Yeah, with Lloyd Brown, that was another number one tune that did good for me. You know what I mean?
Good, good.
It's a Love Thing did good for me as well. The two tunes there that I did with Lloyd Brown.
Yeah.
You know, no matter which tune I have, there still goes back to Hello Darling. Hey Mama with the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah, you are a legend, Tipper Irie.
Give thanks, my brother.
You are a legend. Now, Tipper Irie, let's go back to the time of Saxon song system.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned to me a while ago you were the best song in South London, or should I say in England?
Yeah, in England.
Right.
In England. At the time, at our peak,
Okay.
we were selling out everywhere. All of the dances then were sold out. And most of the promoters them, even if they have Love Injection or Coxon or, you know, or Java or, you know, Jungle
Smolax.
Man
Smolax.
and Smolax, any sound. Smolax was a bit before our time still. You know,
Smolax, right.
When I was a kid, when I was young in my teens, I was dancing to Smolax, you know.
Okay. Which one? I think there were two Smolax.
Well, the one that I know is from Brixton. A brother called Keith Preddy used to run that sound called Smolax, you know.
Okay. And I think there was one in Lewisham. Do you know about the one in Lewisham as well?
No, I don't know that one. I just know the one from Brixton.
Okay, yeah, there were two Smolax. One in Brixton and then there was one in Lewisham.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. No, I know the Brixton one.
Okay. Now, because you said that, no, you told us wherever Saxon go and play so loud, the promoters were after you.
Yeah.
Is this what makes Saxon the best song system?
Well, you know, Saxon didn't have the greatest quality sound system. You
Right.
had sounds like Stereograph that were really high quality, you know.
Yes.
Saxon had a good sound, you know what I mean? But Stereograph and sounds like this, you know, really Jatubbies, these sounds them had really good quality. But Saxon had a good sound. But the thing with Saxon is that Musclehead would spend money on music, you know. So he's got. Even if you ask Rodigan, there's no sound in the world that has dub plates like Saxon, you know.
Right.
It's unbelievable how much tunes that guy has. You know what I mean? You ask Rodigan, he's a serious collector when it comes to specials and dubs.
Yes.
You know, you've made it downbeat. There's a few sounds that are probably close, but believe me, the amount of tunes that guy has is incredible.
So
Then he had the MCs.
right.
You know, he had Papa Levi, My God, My King, #1 in Jamaica for weeks. You know,
Right.
then you had Maxi Priest, Close to You, countless #1 tunes. Then you had Roger Robin, sounds similar to Maxi Priest, but
Yes.
he's not trying to sing like Maxi Priest. That's his original voice. You know, they started on the sound system on Saxon together. You know what I mean? And then obviously you have Daddy Rusty, you have Miss Irie, my little sister, you have Daddy Colonel, you have Daddy Sandy, then you have Junior Sandy, you know. You have a singer, there's another singer called Mikey McLean, Sugar Merchant, another MC called Simeon. So it was like an academy really
Right.
of artists. And it was endless. And then obviously because of the success of the sound,
Yes.
then all of the labels you know became interested in the sound system.
Right.
So you had Smiley Culture, Asha Senator, they went to fashion. Tipper Irie, Daddy Colonel, Sandy and Rusty, we went to Greensleeves. Then you had Papa Levi got signed to Island. And then
Right.
Maxi Priest got signed to Virgin, you know.
Right. So
And
all these guys,
so we
all these guys want Saxon.
all these guys were on Saxon, brother. We changed the face of the music business at that time because we were the only sound that made Jamaica look to England, you know,
Wow.
at that time.
So
Peter
are you
Metro-
saying globally, Tipper Irie, Saxon was one of the best song system in the world?
in the world, definitely one of the best, because obviously I've just named you artists that's had
Yes.
you know mainstream and chart success, you know, and then you're not even talking about the tunes that they've produced and the artists that they've produced, and you know, whether it be, you know, from Dennis Brown to Lloyd Brown to whoever, you know, in production wise they got, you know, but in saying that, with the artists, what Saxon done, you know, tunes, you know, sayings that you hear like Liquid, you know, you used to hear Johnny Osbourne, you know, Junior Reid, you know, a lot of the speed rapping, what you hear Junior Reid come on certain of his tunes.
Yeah.
And then you add Pinchers, Mars, we are Mars out,
Mouse out,
Mars
yes,
out,
yeah.
hello, honey, hello. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
inspired you know, a lot of them, you know, people like Papa San, Lieutenant Stitchy, Professor Nuts. When you talk to them, obviously they inspired us, but we inspired them.
True.
Because we, you know, with how we write lyrics, because we used to write lyrics that full up rhythm from beginning to end,
Right.
you know.
So
So when we clashed with Johnny Ringo and Papa Ty and all these man, we used to call them 2-second bantan, you know, because them not have the lyrics, them like, oh, we have lyrics, we full up lyric rhythm, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. But yeah, Saxon changed the face of the business that time because we was the only sound that made Jamaica start saying what we were saying in the UK.
Okay. So right now I can say Saxon is a legendary song system. Globally.
Of course it is, you know. I mean, you know, it is what it is, you know what I mean? You know, there's certain things that could have made it, continue to go on. And they're still playing now. He's got his little selectors them now, so he's
Yes,
still
yeah.
doing his thing.
But
you know,
Tipper,
and then what
do you remember
life
your
has
first
to-
tour with Saxon?
Huh?
Do you remember your first tour with Saxon Song System? I mean,
Wow.
outside the UK or United Kingdom.
Well, yeah, I think. Wow, when I think back, I mean, we went to so much places, man. We went to, but I think New York was probably one of the first ones
Yeah.
that we went to. Obviously, we went locally, to France and places like that, which is just an hour away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think the first real tour I went is when we went to New York for a month,
Okay.
and I stayed in Brooklyn.
Right.
And we played with Third World and played at Ballroom and all
Ballroom,
these
yes.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of these places, you know what I mean? So, yes, I think it was probably New York was probably one of the first places. And then obviously we went to Jamaica as well to play at Sugar Minot's place. Sugar Minot used to have a where Youthman Promotion.
Rickman Promotion, yes.
Yeah, we went there and we played Papa San Sound there, Creation there. We kept a few dances with them out there. And then, Bermuda was also another place that loved us,
Right.
So went to Bermuda a few times to play out there, But yeah, Saxon was a good time, man. A really good energy, a really good period for us, you know what I mean?
Cool.
And for UK music on a whole.
Indeed. But Tipper, I'm going to ask you an interesting question. Do you remember your last time on Saxon?
Wow. Boy, you asked some good question, You asked some good questions, some questions that is hard for me to answer. Boy, I'm trying to think. I mean, the last session that I did, what was the last session I did? I think it was for Puma. If I think rightly, I think it was for Puma. Puma kept a dance. And I think Shaggy was there and a few other artists.
Right.
And Saxon played, and they employed us to come and perform on the sound.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the last session somewhere in London.
Okay.
That was the last session that I performed on the sound.
Cool. Interesting.
Mm.
Now, who was your biggest rival in London, or should I say worldwide?
Well, in London, we used to clash a lot with Coxsone Sound.
Coxsone. Right.
Yeah, so when we was coming up, we used to clash against Blacker Dread and all of them guys, But we were the young boys, So they used to try and bully us, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we just let the music and the lyrics
Yes.
do the talking, you know what I mean? So we used to clash with Coxsone. Before I went to Saxon, I used to clash with a sound called Jam Down Rockers on King Tubby's,
Right.
So there's a DJ called Arms House, which he's called Champion.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to clash with him a lot. But with Saxon, it was mainly Coxsone that was our main rival. But all of
Right.
the sounds wanted our neck, man. They all wanted to try and to turn us over,
Right.
But whether it be Volcano from Northwest London,
Okay. Yeah.
if you go up to Birmingham, obviously
Nottingham.
you have Love Injection and but they
Val.
weren't even so prominent at that time,
Right.
because I think they were called Master Blaster or something else at that time.
Yeah. What's about
then up-
V Rocket?
Yeah.
You the class V
yeah.
Rocket?
Yeah, we clashed with V Rocket a few times.
And what,
Valerie
and what
them
happened?
there, Nottingham.
Did you lose the clash?
No, man. I can't remember I lose no clash to V Rocket. Never. No, I can't remember losing no clash to them. But I mean, Unity was a good sound as well. Unity, because they had Demon Rockers and his brother Flinty, Navigator. They had some good MCs. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we, sometimes We beat them a couple times. They beat us. You know what I
Right.
mean?
So what's about
So
Coxsone?
Unity and Young Lion as well.
Okay.
Young Lion, the Young Lion sound was a sound that used to give us trouble. But they still never have lyrics like us. But you had a brother called Daddy Willie and Mr. Palmer and a few of
Yes.
these guys. But they never, them never, no matter where them try, them still never turn we over.
Insane. Now you spoke about Coxsone was your biggest rival. Who was the MCs on Coxsone at the time?
Well, you had a brother called Daddy IP. There was another brother called Fathead. Of course, you had the young Tenafly.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Teletext was there, and then later on, Daddy Freddie. But Freddie was more from Youthman Promotion still,
Right.
and then after when Youthman Promotion kind of died down, he went on to Coxsone.
Right.
But I think at that time, then you had another brother called Bikey Dread, so you had, and Screechy. Remember the tune Walk and Skank?
Not really.
Walk
Maybe-
and Skank and if you Walk and Skank. It was a big tune, man. It went
Okay.
into the pop chart.
Saying.
Yeah, that went into the pop charts. I think he's living in Germany now,
Right.
But Screechy, yeah, and just Screechy as well. And that's where Levi Roots come from as well.
Levi Roots, yes.
Yeah, the reggae sauce, man. He used to sing on the sound too.
Okay. Right.
And they had another MC called Prento You too.
Okay. Enough man passed you. Coxsone.
Yeah, man. Enough entertainer, brother.
Did they beat you? Did they beat you at any time, Coxsone?
Huh?
Did they beat you at any time in the clash?
Nah, they always used to. Blacker just used to try bully and threaten people and whatever.
So
you know what I mean?
so
But
your song never lose to Coxsone.
Nah, I don't remember really losing to them. They might tell you something different. You
Right.
know. But I don't remember really getting a beating from them because they never had lyrics like us.
Yes.
So they couldn't touch us because no matter what tune them play, them the only thing them did have over we is that them did have a tenor, them did cut tenor saw, and Blacker make sure said we couldn't get the cut tenor saw when him did there in England. Got
See,
apart
see.
from that, yeah.
So
that
when
it comes,
you left King Tubby's and you went to Saxon, did you ever clash with King Tubby's?
I'm trying to remember. That's a good question. I mean, they clashed. One of the last Saxon dances I went to was actually a Saxon and King Tubby's clash at Lambeth Town Hall. But I
Yes.
didn't really perform on any of the sounds. I just went there to listen to some tunes. You know what I mean? But no, I don't think I actually did. Actually, I don't. That's a good question. Nobody's never asked me that question. But yeah, no, I don't think I've ever clashed against Tubby's.
But
On
why?
Saxon.
What was the reason? Because
I don't know. I mean, maybe we just didn't put. Maybe we did. I mean, maybe there might be a possibility that it happened,
was it guilt?
but I can't remember right now if it did.
Was it guilt?
And
Was it guilt?
no. I mean, with me, me just is music, brother.
Yes.
So whoever's paying the bills, you keep it moving. You do your job. Keep it professional. So if it's for kill Tubbies, then that's how it have to go. Yeah, because we just used to go in on whatever sound we was clashing against. You can't go to the dance and be shy. You have to go in and deal with it.
Yes.
So we lost a couple of clashes. I think in New York we lost one clash to Addis.
Okay.
And I think they lost. I think Saxon lost a clash in Bermuda as well. I think they were playing Addis as well.
Mhm.
So a couple of times, Babyface got the better of Saxon. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
apart from that, most of the time the sound would come out on top.
Right. So do you miss the clash scene, Tipper?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I don't like it now because this 30-second playing a tune for 20 seconds and then playing the next tune, I don't really like that,
Right.
I mean, I can kind of understand it, but I don't see the point of spending money cutting a tune for 3 minutes and then playing 10 seconds of the tune.
Yes.
You know?
It's all about hype, isn't it?
Yeah. I can't really get with it, man. So it's kind of, you know, I could do it, you know, but I just don't. I'm not really feeling that now. So nowadays, I'm just focusing on doing live shows with my band. But you know, with the situation now, I don't know when that's gonna come back. You know.
Right. So tell me, if Saxon was to call you back, would you go back to Saxon?
No. I've outgrown that now.
You wouldn't go back.
I wouldn't. I mean, there's times where people have, you know, you see, there's just what there is now. There's the MCs, and then there's the sound, you know, and there's just too much things that have happened. Yeah. Whether it be one thing or the other, where it just can't work again. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just have to leave things behind and keep it moving. You know what I mean? And so, you know, so the Saxon sound is doing their thing. The MCs are doing their thing. You know, so unfortunately, you know, there's people that's wanted the reunion, but because of stuff that's gone on, it just can't happen again.
Right. You mean
so
stuff
as much
within...
as if they call me,
yeah,
no, it can't. I'm not gonna go. I'm not interested in anything like that anymore.
I mean, you just spoke about a reunion.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I did a reunion with the MCs them it must be about 4 years ago, and that was fantastic, you know, and that was cool. So maybe with the MCs, yes, but with the sound, with Musclehead and his
Dennis Rowe
and Dennis and you know, Mini Muscle, Musclehead's brother, I got a lot of time for him. Tony, nice guy, but this Alan Brando guy and that he's got on the sound now, I can't stand up beside that brother. You know, that's why you won't see me and Trevor Sachs around Saxon, because we can't deal with. We don't really check for Alan Brando. You don't have no manners and respect. So
I was about to say that, because when I asked you the question, would you go back to Clash? And because for the hype and the disrespect, I don't think you would want nobody to come and disrespect your mom and all that. No. So
that makes
sense.
For me, is that I don't, you know. So the Saxon thing is a thing of the past now. It's nostalgia. So I would do something with the MCs, but with Saxon sound, with Musclehead, he's done too many things whereby it just can't be repaired. So I don't really. So rather than put myself in the headache, I rather just keep away, take away myself, and just do Tipper Irie, because when I do Tipper Irie, it's peaceful. You know, there's no, you know, it's me calling the shots, it's me making the decisions, and I just roll like that. You know what I mean? And with Musclehead, there's 10 different people with 10 different ideas and 10 different solutions, and I'd rather just I'd prefer to be headache free.
I agree. Yes. Now, Tipper, let's get back to the song you mentioned about Stress. Let's feature this track.
Yes.
1 minute.
You're gonna play that song?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, man. And play the whole of the tune. Give me some time to eat some food.
All right, then. Let me play Tipper.
I'm joking, man. I'm joking. But play the tune and put the speed at the normal speed, because you're playing the tunes them and they sound fast.
Okay, no problem, Tipper. All right.
Okay. All right, brother. Respect.
Okay, respect.
When I ask you to the theater of the movie show, you rather stay at home and watch.
The boss of the one, Tipper Irie, live on RFI Radio 102.1 FM. The concert station, the pulse of the nation.
Took you out to dinner to wine and dine. Didn't like the menu, couldn't make up your mind. What more can I say? You know this is true. No matter what I do, there's no pleasing you, cause you're a miserable woman. How will we look and stop making up nice at me, miserable woman. No need to be vexed with me, miserable woman. How will we look and hate and disturbance, miserable woman. But I love you. Still I love you. You had a bad day at work, friends let you down. When you say you don't want me around, I give you your time and I give you your space. But even then you are still on my case. I took you on vacation and your in-laws too, on a round trip to Honolulu. You know what I'm saying, you know this is true. No matter what I do, there's no you, cause you're a miserable woman.
How will we look
Stop making up nice at me, miserable woman. No need to be vexed with me, miserable woman.
How will we look and
Creating disturbancy, miserable woman. But I love you, still I love you. Stress, woman just not give me stress.
Big tune from Tipper Irie, the song entitled Stress.
Woman just not give me stress.
and you figure your
102.1 FM, things turn up, turn
Woman
up,
just not
turn
give
up.
me stress.
How will we look and say
Stress, woman just not give me stress.
it's like
Listen
this?
me, when I hold you, girl, in my arms,
I'm wearing a
tension just eases away,
baby love.
and you bring forth love.
And me tell her, Miss Miserable, you so much trouble. Tip on me no know why you can't humble me. Cry, Miss Miserable, you so much trouble. You no know say we are the perfect couple. You and your cute dimple, why you just won't cycle? Every day you get up, girl, you're miserable. If me talk to a girl and you no know the data, next day me coming, me no get no dinner. If me coming on me yard, 1 hour late, not a dumpling or a flitter, me no get on me plate. All of a sudden, me bought it no set and somebody rub over me socks and cassette.
You're a miserable woman.
How will we look?
Lyrics
Picking up
from Tipper Irie.
miserable woman.
This is a big tune, Tipper Irie, man.
Yeah, man, I love it,
Big tune,
man. If
big
I say
hit.
so myself. Bad tune. Lloyd Brown is a very underrated artist, man. Very, very talented brother.
Right.
You know, so if all your listeners go and check out Lloyd Brown,
Right.
man. Great artist.
Tipper, I just want to read a message quickly from UB. She's
Yes.
saying, love that tune, DJ LT. Take me back to my raving days.
Whoa. Respect.
I've got Rosalind on the line as well. He's saying tune upon tune hits. You know? No
Yeah,
flames,
man,
no
no,
flames
keep
are pop up.
Give thanks, man.
Yeah, I've got Serena Charles all the way in St. Lucia. I said to big up Tipper Irie as well.
Give thanks.
Yeah,
Give
the whole
thanks.
world is listening. I've got guys in New York and name it, you know?
Yeah, man, no, much respect to the people, them, you know, because you got people that, you know, that live in the UK and they move and go to all different parts of the world now. So they remember
Yes,
the vibes and remember us, you know. So
true.
you have to give thanks and praises in this mad time, you know. So,
Yeah.
you know, that, you know, music give people life, you know what I mean?
True, true. Now, Tipper, let's feature another big hit of yours, Superwoman. Then we go.
Okay.
Then we'll have a chat about this.
Yes, I respect.
Now hear this, cause I don't know no superwoman. All the girls I know are only human. I mean fresh, green and young, just like Winsome. So go.
Early in the morning, I put breakfast on your table. Make sure that your cup,
Just one big up Richie as well. And his entourage.
your eggs are over easy, your toast unlikely, and all that's missing is the morning kiss that used to greet me. Well, you said the juice is sour.
And just one big up Annabella as well. Enjoying the interview, she said.
I can't help but to wonder if you're talking about me. We don't talk the way we used to talk. It hurts me so deep, but I've got my pride. I will not cry, though you're making me weak. I'm not a superwoman.
One of my favorites from Tipper Irie. Who remember this? RFI Radio 102.1.
This is a warning to our youth, man. You better mind how you're handling your woman. Cause if you use her and you abuse her, you're going to end up in a sad situation. And what a bam bam, why you see him one? When she left you one gone to another man, you are gonna feel sick and feel pain. But there is nothing you can do cause she's already gone. Come on, me no girl who is a superwoman. Any girl with tip I know she only human. Trouble, me no girl who is a superwoman. Any girl with tip
Another big tune, Tipper Irie.
Yes, man. 1989.
Wow.
1989.
Now, tell us how this
number one.
Number one tune. Yes, I remember this track in St. Lucia way back when.
Yes, I.
Yeah. How did this project get together? You and Winsome, the collaboration.
What it was, Ragamuffin Girl was big, you know.
Yes, I'm going to play this after this. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was they named John Dubbender, A-Class, Chris Lane.
Yes.
They had Sly, you know, Sly and Robbie.
Yes, Sly and Robbie. Yes.
In the studio, you know. So Sly built that track for them, and so after, you know, the success of Ragamuffin Girl, they called me and said, Tip, we got this tune Superwoman, and we really would like you to go on it. So, you know, them John and Chris are good people. So
yeah,
I said, okay. So I went down there, listened to the track, took it back home, write the lyrics, just went back down there, knock it out. And yeah, it went straight to number one.
Yeah, this is a big tune, Tipper. Let me play this one more time, Tipper.
Yeah.
I like 3, please.
Just want to big up Sue as well. Big up my brethren Martin, locked on. Big up to Reds all the way in New York as well.
It hurts me so deep, but I've got my pride. I will not cry, though you're making me weak.
I reckon my favorite part of the track.
That body!
102.1 FM, things turn up, turn up, turn up.
You better mind how you're handling your woman. Cause if you use her and you abuse her, you're going to end up in a sad situation. And what a bam bam, why you see him one? When she left you and gone to another man, you are gonna feel sick and feel pain. But there is nothing you can do cause she's already gone. Come on, me no girl who is a superwoman. Any girl with tip I know she only you. Me no girl who is a superwoman. Any girl with tip I know she only you.
Tipper Irie, you should feel proud of yourself, sir.
Yeah, man, give thanks, my brother. And, you know, we have enough more music, you know. I mean, you don't even touch the tip.
Yeah, exactly.
Tip of the iceberg, you know?
We'll spend at least 2 days playing your song, Tipper Irie. Because you have a catalog, catalog of music, you know.
Yeah, no, man, you don't even touch the tip of the iceberg.
Exactly.
We'll spend so much tune
yes.
that I wish that I could play for your listeners, you know.
I know. We'll spend 2 days playing all your tracks, Tipper.
Well, what we'll do, again, we will do a part 2.
Definitely.
You know? And then what I will do, I will put a selection of my newer tunes. Yes. I don't know what you have in your collection, but I got so much new. I just clicked onto my website and looking at all of the new music what I have out right now. But we're still pushing them out. You know?
Funny enough, you said that, Tipper Irie. I just got a question for you from Phyllis. She said, would you produce another good track like Hello Darling?
Well, you know what? I've done, you know, if I wished that tell Phyllis to check out Stick to My Roots album.
Okay.
And there's a tune on there called Just My Lady. And she could check it out. And it's a similar track to Hello Darling. You know? Okay. And it's a lovely tune. But you know, we've got so much music, but you know, sometimes in music you need the machinery behind you.
Oh, yes.
You know, when Hello Darling was out, I had the machinery of Greensleeves pushing the tune.
True.
You know, and sometimes when you're trying to do things and you're just doing things yourself, it's hard. You know, you can get a team of people, but there's only so much budget you can put behind certain tunes, and it costs a lot of money to promote a tune.
It's true.
The way you really want to promote it.
Definitely. And of course, Greensleeves, they were a big label as well back in the days.
Yeah.
They were a giant in the business, yes.
Yeah, so they had you know, so yeah, they had a a big team promoting and pushing the product. So it helps when you've got that kind of team behind you.
Yeah.
There's another tune that I done called Pick Up My People. Some really nice music, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I've done a lot of tunes,
I
but my
could
favorite
imagine.
Tipper Irie album is Stick to My Roots.
My roots, okay. Now let's feature another popular track from you, Tipper Irie. This is one of my favorite tunes, okay?
All right, brother.
Ragamuffin, ragamuffin.
102.1 FM. Things turn up, turn
Now
up,
step
turn up.
up, Mr. Honey Vibes, and tell them what go.
Walking down the road the other day, sight a pretty girl as she passed my way. I could not resist the temptation,
was
so
so
make
strong.
it brave and me touch her. And she asked me what I want, I couldn't resist. Asked me what's the problem, asked me about my business. With music do you like? But yeah.
Now the mercy, the rice and peas and chicken stuff. You know any girl where we get she
Alright,
happy.
brother.
Ragamuffin, say the rice and peas and the chicken stuff. You know any girl where me get she happy. Ragamuffin now from the way that she talk, she a ragamuffin and from the way that she walk, she a ragamuffin and from the things that she do, she a ragamuffin and I'm a lover of the choker, she a ragamuffin go.
Ragamuffin, and a chicken stuffing. She's got something, a little ragamuffin. Yeah, 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 yeah. Woy, woy, woy. I said to her, "You're looking sweet." She looked at me and she
102.1 FM. Things turn up, turn up, turn
Take
up.
this if you want.
Ask her what she like craving. Ask her how she comes, she asked me about my business. With music, do you like?
Now the mercy, this are the rice and peas and chicken stuff. You know any girl where we get she happy.
Tipper Irie, another giant of a track.
Yeah, the same year, man. 1989 was a very, very good year for me.
Right.
Yeah, Ragamuffin Girl with my brethren Peter. We done that track, and we also did an album together called New Decade.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, so we done a combination album with songs like Ragamuffin Girl and Shock Out and a few others. So yeah, people can go and check that album out. It's called New Decade. I think it's still available online. They can go and check it out. You know, but yeah, yeah, that was the most popular tune of 1989.
Big tune, yes. It's a heavyweight of a
Yep.
track, heavyweight of a tune.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. Yeah, man. Produced by my good friend Commander B and a brother named Flutie, Clarky and Blakey Records. You know.
Yes. And where was the first place you performed this track, Tipper Irie?
Boy, this tune here. I mean, it probably was a PA that we did for Radio London. You know, because it was voted the number one tune of the year. So
Wow.
me and Peter performed this one for Tony Williams. You know, when he gave us the award.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the first place we performed it.
Right.
Mm.
And I'm assuming, Tipper, when you go on tour with your band, you play this track as well? Do you perform this tune?
Yes, of course, man. You have to you have to give them the hits.
Yes.
So tunes like Hello Darling, Ragamuffin Girl, you know, them tunes, I do them on all of my shows because you know, people really love them, you know. So you
Yes.
have to give the people them your hit tunes when you perform
True.
live.
And tell us, Tipper, what's the name of your band?
Well, my band is called the Lockdown Band.
Lockdown.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's got the Great Horseman in there, one of the best
Oh,
drummers
yes.
in the UK.
Horseman, yes. I remember Horseman.
And Black Steel from Arira,
Mhm.
Mad Professor. Black Steel's on guitar. You know, my brethren Sean is on bass, Sarah on sax, and my brethren Andre on keyboards. Yeah, so they can go and check me out online, Tipper Irie Live at the Hideaway. They
Right.
can see my band, me and my band live, you know?
So do you tour quite frequently with the band?
Yeah. This is what I'm missing right now, you know.
Right.
Really, for the last 8 months, obviously, because of this
Yes.
madness, there's no shows. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really miss it. But I was supposed to go to Italy, Belgium,
Wow.
I think Spain as well before all of this lockdown thing started, you know, I had quite a few shows lined up.
Yeah. So tell us, Tipper, where was the last place you toured with the band?
I think the last place show that I did was in Butlins.
Okay. I mean, outside the UK.
Outside the UK, I think Butlins was my last show. I'm trying to think where was the last place I went. I think it was Malta.
Wow.
Yeah, I went to Malta to play for the Roots. Is it called Roots Garden? Roots Garden. Earth Garden. Earth Garden. Check out that festival. It's called Earth Garden. Yeah, and I played there. I think that was the last place that I played with the band.
Wow. So here you have it. People look on the band. Yeah, Tipper, I need to play another track for you. Again, for our listeners.
Yeah, man.
Give me 1 second.
Music,
Give
man.
me 1
Play
second.
the music.
Give
play
me one.
the music.
Yes.
Nothing wrong.
1 second. 1 second.
What's the last sign? No crowd of people if you listen them style and fashion, yeah. Cause anything I and I chat is mine. Say size, mine, my design. Seen? Lord. Because it at the time the lyrical rhyme, Lord. At the time the lyrical rhyme, Lord. At the time the lyrical rhyme, Lord. At the time the lyrical rhyme. Because at the time the lyrical rhyme is slim, me find me not for wine. Me come and dance, me chat in time. The lyric me chat a mine and mine. 7 times 7
Blup.
9 and 3 and 3 that equal 9. 7 and not a 9. Out of a 6 and not for 9. Me with 30 and not 29. Tip for Irish chatting for anything me chat. My design Michael Jackson sing. The girl is mad, support your back. Have your spine, say lemon is bitten up, bitten like I'm a sweet man night. Me full of spicy tip for Irish the people die. Come and dance me nice, you might make girlfriend name, you know I try. Whether you hate, say whether you like, say whether you black or whether you white. Whether hypocrite or pirate, with a punk or I a sodomite. How did they water gone for try? Make up on the side, flip flap me guy. Side to girl, I'm black or white. They wasn't a tell me gonna the side. They couldn't tell me read and I might tell me where your life from where it's like. Live it up right in the judge side, no fuss, no fight, no think right. So it the spot with all you got is tipper at the mic catcher. Know they shoot the cream of the crap, make come and dance, they rockin' and stop. But what would I do if I was a rich man? I buy a beaver, buy a car, buy a pop with my umber. I travel here, I travel there, travel almost anywhere. I travel up, I travel down, even by my own side.
My word.
Plane and go to Spain, take a chance and go to France. I would not.
Whoa, Tipper. How do you manage
Yes,
this?
sir.
How you manage this, man? Whoa.
Boy, just practice, man. Practice.
You're not even out of breath, Tipper.
No, man. People ask me that all the time, but
How you
know,
manage?
even now
How
I
is this
can do that.
possible?
I can,
How is this
boy,
possible?
no, I still do it now, and people ask me that same question. You know.
Can you give us a little freestyle, Tipper?
Well, it on the timer, lyrical rhymer, slim me finer. No offer wine because it on the time the lyrical rhyme is slim me fine. Me no offer wine, me come mad out, me chat in time, the lyric me chat a mine and mine. 7 and 7 and 49 and 3 and 3 that equal 9. Me text at 7 and not 9, me add a 6 and not 9. With 30 and not 29 is tip for I chatting for anything me chat. My this Samuel Jackson sing the girl is mine, support your back. Have your spine, sell lemon is bitten up, bitten and come sweet, me nice, me full of spices, tip for I the people side. Come mad dance, me nice, you might me ask your friend, you know, attach. Whether you eat and whether you like and whether you black and whether you white. Well, what would I do if I want the rich man? I buy your people, buy your car, buy your pop with my umber. I travel there, I travel there, I travel almost anywhere. I travel
Wow.
up, I travel down. My even by my own side. I take a plane and go to Spain, take a chance and go to France. Some of them white and black and some of them pink and some of them brown and misses. Some of them walk and talk about them, I dance on my on and misses. Some of them talk about this and some of them talk about this and that. Mr. Irie in the place and
Tipper.
me come here so fit chat.
You still have it, Tipper, man. You still have it.
Yes, man. No, man, we can't
Whoa.
lose it, you know. We don't fade. We don't
My
fade, you know. We
God.
just, we still try to keep sharp, you know.
You lyrically fit, Tipper Irie.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, brother. Give thanks.
Whoa. Now, Tipper, another question I want to ask you. I mean, a couple of years ago, you toured in America, San Diego. You remember this?
Yeah.
I think the place called, if I can remember the name. Anyway, you was approached by an R&B artist. Do you remember his name?
Oh, wow. I don't know. Will.i.am?
Will.i.am, yes. What happened there? What happened there?
Well, what happened was, hey, mama. Hey, mama. You know, in fact, I actually went to see the Black Eyed Peas at the Belly Up in San Diego.
Belly Up,
you know.
yes. San Diego, yes.
Yeah. And you know, and in fact, when I went to see them, I didn't actually meet him.
Right.
You know, it was a friend of mine called Shelly, and she knew Will, and I was actually working with another guy called Motivate.
Okay.
And Motivate was a producer. He used to be a DJ that used to work with Will I Am. So he must have heard me and said, yo, I want you to come and record a tune for me.
Yeah.
So he took me to a studio, and he had a studio in the same building as Will. So I must have been recording the tune, and then Will must have walked by and said, who the hell is that guy?
Yes.
He sounds dope. You know what I mean? So he said to me, one day I'm gonna have something for you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened, you know. They got a deal. I think they got signed to Interscope, and then, you know, they must have made Where Is the Love and all those tunes. And then obviously at the time, I think Sean Paul was doing well. Wayne Wonder had No Letting Go, you know.
Yeah.
So they wanted like a dancehall flavor to their album, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then so he made A Mama Beat, and he put the lyrics down and stuff. And then they called me, man. They called me. I just happened to still be in LA, and so I was staying in a place called Laverne, which is like east of Los Angeles. And they called me, you know, and so I went down to the studio with my friend Dave. Dave brought me down there, and I listened to the track, and I said, look, I'm going to take it with me. I'm going to live with it, and then come back the next day and voice it.
Right.
So I just went home to where I was staying at Dave, and I just cutie, make sure you move your booty, shake that thing in the city of sin, and hey, shorty, I know you want to party, and the way your body looking make me really feel naughty. And I said, that's it. You know what I mean? So I wrote that and wrote my parts to the verse, went back down to the studio in LA, boom, and knocked it out. 2 takes and it was done. And he mixed it, and boom, it was on the album. So, and you know, he just said, I'm going to pay you this, you're going to get this amount of publishing. And that was it. I just left it at that. And the next thing I knew, Where Is the Love was in the charts.
Wow. Amazing story, Tipper.
Yeah, and then, you know, they said to me, wow, you know, then the next thing you know, you get a phone call, Tipper, we want you to come to Hollywood. So I'm like, okay.
Whoa.
Let's go. You know?
You turned celebrity.
Well, I was always a celebrity, but you know, when you get them opportunities,
I agree
you
with
have
you.
You have to take them. You know?
Yes, definitely. Wow, well done, Tipper.
Yes, man. Respect, bro.
Yeah.
Respect.
Now, Tipper. Now, excuse me. In the 80s, as a young man growing up in the UK, when racism was at its peak, right?
Yeah.
What were the hurdles you had to endeavor to be where you are today?
Well, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, it's difficult because you got the gatekeepers, you know, there. So, I mean, obviously, you know, we're not in control of stuff because obviously it's not our country.
Yes.
You know, so you know, my parents, you know, my mum went through, you know, racism just being on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the skinhead that would single out black people and want to beat them up. And then there was another set called the Teddy Boys, you know, and they used to try and single out black people as well. So, you know, you had those kind of things, but then obviously you had the institutional racism as well when it came to the jobs. And, you know, they used to want to just give us, you know, the shitty jobs and whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the normal racism thing, man.
Yeah.
Normal
but I'm talking about musically, how did it have an impact?
Well, if you think about it, you know, I was one of the first black brothers that actually got through to be on the TV. So when I went on TV, it was like, yo, there's a black man on the telly, you know? There's a black guy on the TV. It was like that in the 80s. So everybody would would rush home to watch the TV because there was one of their own, somebody that they could relate to on the TV.
Okay.
You know, which was in fact, and even now, it's probably even better then than it is now. It's still the same now.
Wow.
You know, well, obviously you've got other platforms like Netflix and Amazon.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So there's a lot for people to choose from. But back in the day there, you know, but even in Britain now, there's still not enough black shows on the BBC, for instance. You know, they've put a few out the other day, but even those were not really a true reflection of the culture.
Yeah. Somebody said true. Rosalind said true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
because
know?
the reason why I ask you that, Tipperary, because you have a song called Dream of a Brand New England.
Yes.
Okay, let's feature this track before we go any further.
All right, brother.
Now in this time, we can't stop lick out against the racist them. We and them could never be friends. All racists forget hang. It's like this. What we say? Wanna see I'm dreaming of a brand new England. Wanna see a place where white love and black and all who believe in love. Wanna better know say that we want racism to stop. And I'm dreaming of a brand new England. Wanna see a place where white love and black and all who believe in love. Wanna better know say that we want racism to stop. Cause it's a serious matter and it won't go away. After 400 years it is still here to stay. Still here to stay down in the UK. But I know it must get better one shiny day. Cause I'm dreaming of a brand new England. Wanna see a place where white love and black and all who believe in love. Wanna better know say that we want racism to stop. As I'm dreaming of a brand new England. Wanna see a place where white love and black and all who believe in love. Wanna better know say that we want racism to stop. I'm gonna say hip hooray. That's what I would say. If all of the racism white fade away, cause them a go on like we was asked to be taken away from the land that I father wanted us to stay. Them take we from Africa to the UK. We help them build up them place. Now them want we go away, but it now go so. Sorry, no way. Auntie for me no business who want feel away. Cause I'm dreaming of a brand new England.
Wow. Do you think it's possible? Big tune, Tipperary. Respect on this
Yes,
tune.
man. Mad Professor, you know, that tune produced by Ariwa, you know.
Right.
Mad Professor, and, you know, yeah, it's still nothing much hasn't changed, my brother.
Yes.
You know, there's,
Very sad.
you know,
eh?
yeah, very, very sad. You know, the people, them still institutional racism is still alive and well, you know.
Right. Wow. I love the lyrics in this track, Tipperary.
Yeah, man, you have to tell it how it is, you know, and that's taken from an album called Rebel on the Roots Corner.
Right.
From album that I did with Mad Professor, you know, I think in the 90s, you know.
Yes. I've just got DJ Redeemer all the way in Switzerland as well. He's locked on. Enjoying the vibes
Okay.
too. Yes.
Yeah, man, big him up for me,
Yeah,
man.
man. Big up yourself, DJ Redeemer all the way in Switzerland.
Yeah, and big up DJ Barney to logged on.
Saying. Big up yourself, DJ Barney. Now,
Yeah, man.
now, Tipper, let's talk about a good friend of yours, Smiley Culture.
Yes,
Yeah. Now, I'm assuming you were very good friends.
yes.
Yes. How did his death had an impact on your career?
Well, it never really impacted my career
Right.
because obviously, you know, I'm just doing the music same way. But obviously, it was a very sad time because you know I believe he was killed by the police.
Right.
Myself, I don't know what the circumstances. Obviously, you know, it was very spooky, very strange circumstances because I know if the police raid your house, the first thing they do is secure you,
Yes.
which is to put you into handcuffs.
Right.
So how they let him go into the kitchen and take a knife and kill himself, that just doesn't sound right to me.
Yes.
So something obviously went on there. I don't know what. Obviously, I don't know what dealing Smiley had with them or why they wanted to shut him up, or I don't know. But something is just not right with that. You know what I mean? So obviously, it was very hurtful how he passed away. And it's funny that his biggest tune was Police Officer.
Yes,
and
police
then he
officer,
ended
yes.
up dying at the hands of the police.
Wow.
Crazy.
It is. You was very distraught when you heard the news he passed away, Tipper.
Yeah, it was hurt, man. They kept something at one of our youth centers, and everybody went down there. And then we had about 700 people came down
Wow.
to the Lambeth Town Hall to speak about it. But then the family kind of didn't want anybody to. They kept the funeral kind of quiet and whatever, so it kind of lost the momentum.
Yes.
Because people were very, very angry at how he passed.
Yes. So when you heard the news, where were you at the time, Tipper?
I think I was in London somewhere. I think I was here. I think I wasn't on the road or nothing. So I think I was just in London because I managed to go down to Brixton when they were having like a big conference about what we were gonna do, to try to get justice for the family.
Yes.
So I was in the country. I didn't fly off nowhere. I was here.
Yes. Yeah,
All right.
very sad. Now, Tipper, we're going to talk about something, not musically. This might make you laugh or smile, I'm not too sure. But
Yeah.
we're going to talk about this afterwards. Give me 1 second.
AFTV, got my good friend Tip Irie here, reggae artist. I bet you wish you would have been on a rehearsal or something like that tonight instead of being here.
Boy,
it was
Robbie,
poor.
I wish I'd stay at home, man, because I'm telling you, where I was sitting, it was just toxic. You know what I mean? People just pissed off, unhappy, because, the two centre-backs, not good enough, Robbie. The midfield, they're just getting in, they're just carving through the midfield. It's just not good enough. I don't know what Freddie, to me, the board should have had somebody in place. As soon as they knew they were going to get rid of Emery, they had the time, they should have just got somebody in place to replace him. You know what I mean? Because Freddie, he was a great player, but he's obviously out of his depth.
And, again, it was a bit baffling. The start of the game, the way we started, you can't argue. The worst thing about it, you can't argue with that result. They were the better team. I mean, I can't tell you how many corners they had and things like that. They were all over us.
Robbie, we needed to beat Brighton last season, to get in the Champions League. We couldn't do it. We're in a new season now. The team has not got any better. It's got worse. And I'm telling you, if the board need to do something, and they need to do it quickly, or it's going to get worse and worse. This is 8 games now, bruv. And we ain't seen we've seen a little point here, a little draw here, but that's it. We ain't won nothing in 8 games. And like the man said, 2 months, no win. We need to do something and do something fast, Rob.
Who would you get in?
Well, everyone's saying the same people, you know what I mean? So there's not a lot different for me to say, you can try Allegri, try Pochettino, I don't know, they need to go and spend some money. They're not going to get Brendan Rodgers, you know what I mean? I don't know, try get Simone. If we could get somebody like that, then it would be great. But apart from that, I don't know, Rob, I'm clueless like the team right now.
Tipper Irie.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you was staunch supporter of the Arsenal football team as well, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I go to the game, man. That's another thing that I miss.
Yes.
That's another thing that I miss. Going down to the Emirates to go and watch my team. You know what I mean? That's one of my hobbies. So I love the football. I did a song for Arsenal, man. 1993, 94.
Wow.
Shouting for the Gunners.
Okay.
Yeah, with them times,
yeah.
Ian Wright and them guys and Kevin Campbell and them guys were in the team,
Yes.
So yeah, man. Now, man, I love my football, brother.
You must be surprised I played this, right?
Yeah, I didn't expect that, man. But it's all good. I used to have a lyric called "I am a most faithful Arsenal supporter," and don't ask me to sing it because I don't remember. but yeah. I used to have a tune called "I'm a Most Faithful Arsenal
Yes.
Supporter." You know,
How is your team doing right now, Tipper?
boy, not good, not good. But we've won the last 4 games, which is, which is giving us a strength. We're back on track now. I think we found a player called Emil Smith Rowe.
Okay.
And he's making all the difference right now.
And who do you think going to win the league this year, Tipper?
I have no idea.
No idea.
It's wide open. It's
Not
wide open.
Not Arsenal though.
No. We got a lot of catching up to do, man.
Definitely.
I was just happy that we won those 3 games in a row.
Yes.
And the fact that there's Sheffield United, Fulham, and West Brom.
Yeah, I'm a
So
Chelsea
there's 3
fan.
worse teams than us in the league, so there's no chance of us getting relegated.
Wow, Tipper. Todd supporter, It's all good. It's
Yes,
all good.
man.
I'm a Chelsea fan myself, so.
Okay.
Yes,
Well, you're under pressure right now.
Yes, we are indeed. We are.
Him spend 200 million, so him
Don't
need
say
to-
this.
him need
Don't
to
say this
find
too
the
loud.
formula.
Don't say this too loud, Tipper, man.
He
Don't say-
spent 200 million, so he need to
Don't-
find a formula to get the team back
You
on
don't.
track.
You don't have to repeat this, Tipper, man. It's painful,
Yeah, no, man. Giroud, it's painful that Giroud is still your best striker.
Yeah. So Tipper,
Yes, man.
contacts. How can somebody contact you for bookings and stuff?
Okay, well, not that there's any shows going on, but if you need a dub plate or if you need a proper virtual show with me and my band, then it's tipperirie.com. Simple. They just go to the website and they can message the management through the website. So it's just tipperirie.com, They go to the website. I got loads of new tunes out. I got a new video dropping on the 14th of January for a tune that I did called Them Too Bad Mind. I have a video out with Ras Muhammad called Step It. It's an animation video.
Okay.
That is out right now. I got another tune out now, what I did in Italy called Dance to the Music. They can check that out.
You're very busy, Tipper.
I'm on the OBF from out of France.
Whoa.
I got a tune called I'm an African. You should have played that tune for the people them.
I'm an African.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm an African.
All right,
man.
let me
Bad,
feature this
bad,
track.
bad
Let's
tune.
feature this track before I go. I'm an African.
Okay.
And you know I know where I'm from.
Oh, you have it. You have it. You have it.
Say that again.
I said you have it. You have it. You have it. Good,
Yes.
good. Bad tune. Bad tune.
Okay, Tipper, let's feature this track.
African, and my parents are Jamaican, and I grew up in London, so I know where I'm coming from. I'm a black man, I'm an African, and my parents are Jamaican, and I grew up in London, so I know where I'm coming from. I know where I'm coming from. I know where I'm going. It's a positive energy. I keep on showing respect myself, respect my roots, and respect my ancestors. Can't forget Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, and Robert Nesta. Teach us to educate our sisters and our brother. Teach us to unify and support one another. One God, one aim, and one destiny. That's how we want in our community. So, well, I'm a black man.
The boss of the one, Tipper Irie, alongside OBF. I'm an African, right on RFI Radio, 102.1 FM.
In London, so I know where I'm coming from.
Getting ready for DJ Pop up next.
I'm an African, and my parents are Jamaican, and we grew up in London, so I know where I'm coming from the natural continent, the motherland with natural resources, minerals and diamonds. Anywhere you plant, well, you know it have to grow. Africa, it is a place where everybody want go, like Addis Ababa, in Ethiopia, Lagos, Nigeria, Nairobi, Kenya, Azerbaijan, in the Ivory Coast, and them the place that me want visit the most, cause my parents were captured, taken to Jamaica
by the British and the Spanish colonial masters. In 1962, them get them independence, and them fly go a Britain for some pound and pence. So
I'm a black man, I'm an African, and my parents.
Yeah, man, big tune from Tipper Irie. Get used to this track. OBF alongside Tipper Irie. Song entitled I'm an African. Right there on RFI Radio, 102.1 FM.
And my parents are Jamaican, and I grow up.
I'm a Lucian.
So you know I know.
Where I'm coming from London, place of the cockney slang, place of the lovers, rock, crime and jungle is, place for the Roman queen, they are Buckingham.
Wow, big tune Tipper Irie. I'm an African.
Yeah, man. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, man.
Yes.
And thank you again for having me on the show. Much respect.
It was a pleasure having you, Tipper Irie, on RFI Radio 102.1.
No problem, man. Anytime, just we'll have to do a part 2.
Definitely.
And we can play some different tunes for the people then, you know?
Indeed. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Tipper,
man.
big up yourself,
much
Tipper.
respect. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
You're most welcome, Tipper Irie. Don't be a stranger, King. Pass through anytime.
Man, and yeah, just link up tipperirie.com. Simple. Just check the website. I'm on all of the social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You know, Twitter is at tipperirie7665. And yeah, but if they want to find out anything about what I'm doing, what I'm up to, it's just tipperirie.com.
Sin. Yeah,
all
man.
right.
Big
So
respect, Tipper. Take care of yourself, Tipper Irie.
All right,
Legend.
brother.
All right,
Thanks.
cool. Bless
Yes,
it.
hi.
All right,
One
nice
love.
one. Cool.
Nice.
In a London, so you know I know.
This was Tipper Irie, live on RFI Radio 102.1 FM. Just gone over my time.
I keep on showing respect myself, respect my roots, and respect my ancestors. I can't forget my
So get used to this track, I'm an African. Making way for DJ Popper up next.
and a brother. Teach us to unify and support one
I
another.
just want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you locked on right now.
That's where we want it now. We come.
Listen to Tipper Irie and his history, the Saxon song system up in the UK. Big up to Martin, my good friend as well.
And we grew up in a London, so you know I know where I'm coming from. I'm a black man, I'm an African, and my parents are
So catch me next Sunday
and we grew up
with Daddy Lizard, passing through RFI Radio as well. Big interview.
coming from the natural continent, the motherland with natural resources, minerals and diamonds.
102.1 FM, things turn up.
Africa, it is a place where everybody want go, like Addis Ababa, in Ethiopia.
So once again, enjoy the rest of the evening, enjoy the rest of the afternoon wherever you are.
Azerbaijan, in the Ivory Coast.
Remember, great minds discuss ideas, and average minds discuss events, and small minds discuss people.
By the British and the Spanish colonial masters in 1962, them get
And I'm going making way for DJ Popper.
fly go a Britain for some.
So don't switch the dial.
So
More reggae music coming your way.
An African, and my parents
And I'm gone.
are Jamaican, and I grow up in a London. So you know I know where I'm coming
Before I go, just want to big up Michael Carrick all the way in Philadelphia.
from, and my parents
Big up to Richie and company. Big up UB, big up Rosalind, the whole crew, the RFI family. Big up to Melon, big up to Reds in New York.
London place,
Too much to mention. Big up Valerie, big up Phyllis.
crime and jungle is.
Big respect, guys. And I'm gone.
Queen, they are Buckingham, fish and chips and egg and bacon, rainy, cloudy, enough taxation, house of common and enough politician.
This is RFI Radio 102.1 FM. Streaming right across St. Lucia and on the World Wide Web. Check us out at RFI1021FM.com and on the tuning app. It's RFI 102.1 FM. So keep it locked to your favourite radio station.
This is your favourite radio station, and you can listen to us on the Radio Garden app at RFI 1021 FM. Also, you can check out Caribbean News Global online for your latest news. We are happy that you are staying with us on RFI 102.1 FM.